on the bike. Gosh, well, no way back, I'm afraid, for that. Just, are you all right, mate, from Sam Bewley? They'll reassemble themselves and get back in. But
looked like Kukulea, one of the sprinters they were looking after.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Front end went down first.
Yeah, just a slide out, just the speed they're going round the roundabout just slid out, and you can just see, yeah, it's Jens Kukulea. That's who they're riding for, and that's why one of these teammates stopped and one of the other riders were coming back from the back of the peloton. So does look as if one of their sprinters is now out, because I think with 6 kilometres to go it's going to be very difficult.
Yep, and they know it, so now it's about retrieving the situation. Who else might step into the breach? Maybe Lee Howard, Adam Blythe. We'll see. It was Sam Bewley that stopped to offer up assistance. Rompot also here. They've got Dylan Groenewegen in the orange Rompot, dead centre of your screen, and Wes Crader as well. 5.8 to go. But it looks all about Lotto at the moment. Lotto versus Sky, and just rolling back in, that's Jens Maurice, who I think is also going to be on retrieval duties here.
Just at the bottom of the screen you see Gastauer just behind the Lamprey car, so he has made it in, so just goes to show you, if you get a good wheel change, use the team cars, you're able to get back within a few kilometres.
Good boy. 5.5 kilometres to go then. No movement, or virtually no movement from the top of the trees here today. So he does get back in, but I don't think Jens Kukulea is going to have what it takes at the end of the day. After that tumble, he'll take a bit of body shock. In fact, there may well be a bit of waiting for his teammate as well. 5.2.
They are waiting. I'm not too sure if it's a Jens Morris that's waiting. He's still got an opportunity. That was probably their sprinter, but I think by coming down hard, it's going to be very difficult to get them back in time. Yeah,
it is Jens Maurice that's just waiting up, as others that have had their issues also try and get back in. Meanwhile, mobbed across the road, as you can see, with 4.9 kilometres to go. BMC looking reasonably lively here for Jean-Pierre Drucker. Not Philippe Gilbert today, by the looks of things, but I think Philippe would have liked a bit more rolling terrain. But Drucker is a fast man. It's Lotto Soudal now that take the curve. Sky have just eased off a little bit. They're sharing duties and happy to do so as we make this big turn. It's more or less straight all the way. You have a sort of a 90 degree, and then it gently bends right and then left, sort of a gentle shimmy, if you like, and then reintroduces to the full straight, and Sky want control at this point. So the road gently wavers and evens out in about 200 meters time. It's sort of highway link roads that we're on right now, and then it's more or less a straight road all the way to the line. A few gentle curves, but nothing to diminish the speed of the approach.
Not at all, and it's Ian Stannard, the former British champion, on the front of the peloton. Team Sky still have 3 riders, 4.1 kilometres to go, and just see behind them the Lotto Soudal just waiting to pounce. On the right hand side, see some of the riders in the black coming up for Giant Alpecin. But Lotto NL Jumbo still have 4 riders up there, 3 of them looking after Moreno Hofland.
Sky then on the drive. This is about getting...
Oh, he's made it back.
He has made it back in, and I'm just trying to see whether Kukulea, what sort of nick he's in. There we are. He's got some road rash, I'm afraid. Going to be a bit painful. I can't see him being a major contender at the end of the day, not with 3.5 kilometres to go, but at least he's back in, and he'll hold on to his time, and he'll live to fight another day in Breda tomorrow. 180 kilometres there, and it'll be Ardoi with 171, Antwerp the 14k time trial, and then of course we head off to the Amstel Gold, the Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and the Flanders venues, very familiar to you. Early rolls of the dice. Anybody going to be tempted here? Not just for the time being. It looks like the lead-out trains have got this one nailed down, and Team Lotto Jumbo, working for Moreno Hofland in the yellow and black, also involved. 3 kilometres to go. This is the golden kilometre zone, by the way. That was the first of those little intermediate bonus sprints that we had earlier on that proved so popular with everybody. The breakaway went through and hoovered up all the bonus seconds. There was 3, 2 and 1 available on 3 occasions. Good idea, some of you are saying. Many of you still waiting to declare your interest in that. Right now, the interest is all about the approach. And frankly, it's looking like Trek Factory Racing have got themselves sorted out. Giacomo Nizzolo today is one we haven't overly considered for the men with the white shoulders, left-hand side of your screen. Well,
Chris Sutton is just in his final turn for Team Sky, which only leaves Andy Fenn at the front of Scott with Viviani behind. And surely for the last 2.5 kilometres, Andy Fenn cannot go full gas with Viviani in the wheel. So it does look as if there is not one team controlling the front of the peloton. They're trying to get organised. Even Lotto NL Jumbo in the yellow are all over the place. It looks as a very messy sprint. Yam Cycling trying to get over, trying to connect with their sprinter. Coming up to 2 kilometres to go. Heinrich Hausler, the Aussie champion, is still in the mix, but it does look as if in the right-hand side you've got Trek Factor Racing with Nuzzolo trying to come through.
Don't discount Porsev for Team Katusha as well. He's got Jacopo Guarnieri as well, who can help out in situations such as this. And Demar's in position for Francis Ticheur with 2 men. And here comes Greipel and the Lotto boys. Now, he is right at the back of this and getting disengaged, just squozen to the side of the road. He's cut away from his own lead-out train. He's got to make up ground right now. Didn't like that at all. And a man like Greipel shows his emotions on occasion, just tries to ease up. Everyone else is doing the same, and that's played into his hands. It's reassembling for the men in red. They've got Greipel back. Dodgy moment for them. Big attack going from Tinkoff Saxo as well. Just, I think, probably going for safety apart from anything else. They've got Mick Rogers, though, don't forget, and Pavel Brut. Can they possibly have caused something of a shock today? Tom Bonen's calling for assistance as well, but Lotto still have it with 1,200 metres to go.
It's just so messy at the moment, and again, Greipel gets pushed out his lead-out train. Ethics take over on the left-hand side. Still the rider from Lotto Soudal looking behind. They do not know. Greg Henderson goes, but they do not know where Greipel is. He's definitely not in the lead-out train. They see they're looking behind.
Yeah, Greipel's going backwards at the moment, and this is a big opportunity for just about everybody else. And it looks like Lotto might have to just go for secondary choice today.
Yeah, a lot of riders trying to push and shove. Everybody looking behind a crash in the peloton.
There we are. So much skirmishing going on. There's a few smiles, bizarrely, from those who are caught out. Not going to have to do any duty today. Is he going to be surprised? Is it going to be Tom Bonen today? Nicky Terpstra picks it up and starts to inject a little bit of pace. It's an absolute mess. It's spread wide across the road, and I don't think it's going to be Andre Greipel, or if it is, he's got to go freestyle, and he's got to go from now. 200 metres out. Right, well, proving he can go freestyle, perhaps. Greipel's been angered. He's got Viviani with him. Viviani's coming through. Super job as well from Trek and Nizzolo. Nizzolo hitting the line first, and Viviani steals it from Nizzolo. Drucker in 3rd place, and the man who was bullied out there was the gorilla. What about that, Brian?
Oh, what a messy sprint that was, and yeah, a lot of the lead-outs had already been used up, but Viviani came through. He just sat there, found the right wheels, just surfed the right wheels. We'll pick him out in the replay, but Viviani wins from Team Sky. At one point they only had Andy Fenn with 2.5 kilometres to go, and Viviani just looked after himself. He comes from the track and just held off Nizzolo and Jempe Drucker.
Well, we mentioned that Andre Greipel doesn't like stress, doesn't like to be bullied. And I think he had all of that at the end there. His team were getting stressed as well, just looking for him. They needed binoculars at one point. Look at this.
Yeah, you can just see about 8th, 10th position. You had Greipel. Ethics were coming up in some numbers. They had 3 riders in front of Tom Bonen. You had some riders up there from Orica Green Edge, Katusha going in the right-hand side. And at this moment in time, when Orica Green Edge were leading out, Tom Bonen was the 3rd rider on the Ethics team, just pushing over in front. I think it was Matti Brescio there, but strikeout for home went from Orica Green Edge with the 2 riders. Looked like Adam Blythe was in the mix. Just looking at Greipel going early. Viviani was in the wheel. Nizzolo was there. Jempe Drucker just behind. And you'd think at this moment in time Greipel would bring it home, but no. Viviani came over the top. Nizzolo also came straight, Van Poppel was, sorry, Danny Van Poppel came straight over the top for 2nd place, and Jempe Drucker hung on for 3rd place there. So in fact Nizzolo had already been pushed out there. Hofland never get involved with the mix, but looking at this here, you would think Greipel would have held on. Shake of the head from Bonen, wasn't his day.
So there we are. Viviani takes it from Danny Van Poppel, and finishing quickly, Jean-Pierre Drucker from BMC. Andre Greipel just easing off. Let's have a look if we can get this super slow-mo and see whether Greipel actually even finished in 4th place today. There we are, Viviani, late push from Danny Van Poppel. It was Nizzolo that had been tailed off just earlier, but it was brutal on so many different fronts. Jean-Pierre Drucker, and indeed Greipel taking 4th.